Alright, so where do I begin? This movie was crazy. Alright. This was a good movie, this was a good watch, but there were some parts where I wished like this happened or like there was more of this. Uh it's like there was a little bit of a problem with screen time with some of the characters that were more deserving of it. Didn't have all the characters that I was hoping they would have, but yeah. So this movie was good overall though. It was funny. That too. It was. I think it was the funniest Transformers movie that we had. I guess it was a new stretch for the Transformers movie because they did have like the Transformers movie was comedic at times, but this one was most funny. Uh, Not Mirage though. I don't. Mirage. He just wasn't that funny. I don't know. Like there was times where I was just sitting in the theater just like watching it. I heard other people laugh. I was just like I was just cringe. I'm not gonna lie. Mirage was not that funny in the movie. If you were hoping that I don't know Pete Davidson would be funny or something. I don't know, man. I'm gonna just say it. He was just not that funny. There was some jokes that that hit. I was like, oh yeah, but yeah. He was not that funny. All right, I'm gonna just say that since we're talking about how comedic the movie was at this point. Um, yeah. What else? The characters were the designs were actually pretty nice. They had their own G1 like style to it, and the Maximals. I guess they got to play around with the Maximals too, with the way how they made them look like in live action. In the 3D show, they just look like regular animals, um, without like before they would actually transform or maximize whatever you want to say it. They would actually just have like they would just look like normal animals, but they did play. I guess they played around with it. They see what they liked, and I liked the actual overall designs of the actual characters or what they were trying to do with it. I think it looked nice, and I think it turned out great. Yeah, I like especially Optimus Primal. It was his design, especially after maximizing his design that was clean, that was nice. I really liked that, and I think he was the maximal that got the most screen time behind Air Razor, and she didn't even maximize, which was kind of disappointing. No, I didn't. We didn't get to see her transform, so I guess that was actually kind of disappointing. And some characters did not. I'm going to talk about that later, but I'm going to start talking about stuff that you might be concerned about hearing before you watch the movie, but it's not going to be straight up spoilers. But yeah, it was funny at times. Um, there were good action scenes. The characters the characters were nice. Like I said, some did not get as much screen time as I was hoping they would get. But yeah, overall, the plot was good. The characters, they did their job. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? It wasn't like the old Bayformers where people say, like, I know at times, like, the Bayformers weren't consistent, especially, like, the last night. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I do like the last night, but there was just stuff that I forgot about the movie until I, like, watched it again. There was just stuff, like, I didn't understand what there was the point was to, like, the Unicron thing. I feel like the overall plot in the last night wasn't bad. You know what I mean? But it's just like they had all these things going on and all this, yeah, like I said, they had, I don't know how to really say it, but they had so much stuff going on. I feel like they had a lot planned with this movie, but they just couldn't put it all in. Like Unicron, Quintessa, the whole thing about um, Cybertron combining, like, they had a lot going on in the movie, but they didn't know how to put it all together if they even could. So I guess that was just the problem with it overall. I did like the last night, but I'm glad like this is like a reboot. You know what I mean? This is like a separation from the Bayformers. And as much as I love those older Transformers movies, those five Transformer movies, I'm glad that there's something different. There's something new. Because even so, you can say whatever you want to say about last night, but what are they gonna do now? You know what I mean? I feel like they ended the story, or I haven't watched the movie in a while, But they did what they had to do. You know what I mean? They tried to end the story. They didn't do it so much. It's just like they tried to do something and they failed. All right. But now we have a new Transformers series that they most likely are going to continue. Like this is probably going to make a lot of money. Let's see. I'm actually going to search this up right now. How much did Beast? Yeah. How much did Transformers? Like, okay, so box office it made 60 million so far in United States, 1 million Canada, and other territories 61 million. So I mean, yeah, that's not a lot, but like overall, I feel like that's pretty good. Um, because the movie only came out like 2 days ago, so overall, I think that's pretty good. You know, I say let's check on it again in a year, and let's see how much they made compared to how much the other Transformer movies made in a year, and how much, you know, extremely popular movies like I don't know, The Dark Knight made or in a year. And we can like compare them. But anyway, this is this part where I'm gonna start talking about spoils. It's gonna get like concerning to hear, and then just spoils. So boom. First, I want to talk about, like I said before, is the screen time. You know what I mean? I feel like some characters didn't get as much screen time as they did. Like, for example, Rhinox. Rhinox was a big example because I really like Rhinox. I feel like they had a good design going for him. You barely even saw him maximize. All right, you barely saw his strengths. You saw him, like he shows up in the movie. Like the biggest thing I feel like Rhinox did was when he hit Wheeljack. Like he rammed into Wheeljack. That's it. That one scene when he rammed into Wheeljack, that was like the biggest part that he played because he wasn't in that movie enough. Um, what else? Cheetor too. He was there. He even talked. Rhinox didn't even talk in the movie. Cheetor did. He was there, but he wasn't there that much. And I guess even some of the Decepticons too. Like, okay, I forgot the dude's name, but it was another Terracon. He had it was a truck and he had the mace. I forgot his name, but I feel like, see, even then, he was a character that should have got a little more screen time. I don't like how he was killed off, the way he did. I feel like these Decepticons, especially because they were the main villains, these Decepticons should have these big fight scenes. You know what I mean? They're not big fight scenes, but notable fight scenes. Because he was there. There was times where in the first fight he was doing pretty good, but in the end he kind of just like, I'm trying to remember what happened, but he kind of just like threw his mace, got his arm cut off, and then he just got boom, 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 beat with a whole mace. It was crazy. But yeah, I like Nightbird. Nightbird, she was pretty cool. Nightbird, she had this cool. I believe she was a GTR, but she was just able to fly. So I guess it was just interesting. It would have cool. Now that I think about it, it would have been cool to see like all for her to be a jet. But yeah, I think another thing to talk about would be Unicron and Scourge. Unicron, I understand about Unicron. Because Unicron, you know, he's this big, menacing, eating planet. He had his own character, which is cool. But he was a big part of the movie without not doing much. Because Scourge needed to give him the key. Scourge was basically Unicron's foot soldier. He was like his man. Like if he needs something done, he would get Scourge to do it. You know what I mean? Um, they needed him. He needed him to get the job done. And Scourge, Scourge was a main villain. I think it's just really set to motion when he killed Ape Link in the beginning of the movie. And later on, when they tried to fight him, he didn't even remember that. He was like, hold up, did I even kill you? While laughing about it. Like, he knows that he killed, like, a Maximal that looked like him, but he just didn't care what he even did. He just wanted the key. Like he mistaken him for Ape Link, and I think that just shows like how menacing of a villain he is, without even like his fights. The first fight, he was beating everybody up, besides the other Terracons with him, but he was putting in work. He was putting in work, man. He was, and especially the scene when he killed Bumblebee too. Bumblebee was dead for most of the movie. I guess it's another play on screen time, but I didn't hate that. I knew he was gonna come back, which sucks because of the trailers. The trailers kind of spoiled it because there was a trailer, where like these thumbnails of the trailer showing Bumblebee flying, and it's just like once you see that, you just like. And then when I saw the scene of the movie, I just knew that he's coming back. And Noah was a good protagonist. I like Noah. I really like the part when Scourge killed, quote unquote, killed Mirage, and then I guess for the time being, I guess you could say he killed Mirage, and then he helped him by giving him using his parts to make a suit for Noah, and then he jumped in and fought Scourge with Optimus Prime. They both pulled up on Scourge. That was crazy. That was crazy. Every time Optimus met Scourge, it was like on sight because I've ever since Scourge killed Bumblebee that first scene, Optimus he was just evil. He was just mad. He was thinking of meticulous, malicious ways to end this man's life. Every single time he brought up Scourge in a conversation, he would talk about killing him. It was just he just wanted his get back. You know what I mean? After he killed Bumblebee, it was just like, nah, I can't let you live. I can't let you live. And yeah, I get that. I get that Bumblebee was dead for most of the movie, so I'll be mad too. But yeah, um, Scourge was a good villain, man. He was a really good villain. The way he got pieced up by Prime in the end of the movie was crazy. But yeah, it was a good movie. It's a good watch. I will be putting, like, not timestamps, but like text in the video to remind you. Yeah, this is when I'm gonna start talking about spoilers. You might want to click off if you didn't watch the movie. If you watch the whole thing, I mean, well, I spoiled the movie, but I mean, you can still watch it if you want. I don't know what you want me to do. I guess to the people that already watched it, tell me what you thought. Maybe how you compared it to the Bayformers. I hope they reference the Bayformers. I really like the Bayformers. Shockwave deserves better. One last thing before I click off. Why was Waspinator not in the movie? W character, bro. Would have fought off everybody. Waspinator should have been in the movie. Alright, that's it. Like, subscribe. Bye.